Hey guys, what is up? RedPandaMining here. How you guys all doing? Hope you're all doing really well and have a really great day. In this video, I'm going to be testing out an old ITX motherboard that is from 2012. And specifically, this is an Asus P8 H77 motherboard. Okay, the H77 chipset for Intel. And I have, coupled with this motherboard, is an i5 3570K. Okay, i5 3570K. It's an Ivy Bridge processor back in 2012. This thing was a beast back then, and I have 16 gigs of DDR3 RAM on here as well. Okay, so I was just curious to know if this will still work for mining, and I'm going to be plugging in this AAA Wave PCIe 1 to 16x riser card, 1 to 4 USB 3.0 multiplier hub adapter. Okay, so we're just going to be using this, and yeah, basically this motherboard, this ITX board only has one PCIe X16 slot, so we're just simply going to be going like this, and then we're going to be plugging in 4 risers, which we're going to be using these BeesCryptoMining.ca risers, as they have this new temperature reader on here just for the surrounding area. So this is something I wanted to test out. So I got 4 of those, and then I got 4 RTX 3060s that we're gonna try. These are the LHR V2s, like the 3060 V1s, or there is another term that people call these 3060s, which I call them, is the limited 3060s. Okay, and then coupled with that, I'm gonna power this ITX board with a parallel miner ZSX Amp Edition board, breakout board here, coupled with a 1200 watt HP server PSU. And then I do have a 240 gig SSD, which has HiveOS already, and my rig, and we're gonna see if it boots first into HiveOS, and then we'll see if we can then plug in the GPUs, and hopefully it'll register in HiveOS with this expander card on this motherboard that's from 2012. Oh man, I forgot to talk about the Zalman cooler on here, man. This was one of the best CPU coolers back in the day, Zalman, man. I don't know if this company still exists, but I think the part number for this is a CNPS, I think 9900 LED PWM, and I think the PWM stands for, because this is a 4-pin connector and it's able to be essentially controlled by the motherboard. So yeah, this is man, this really brings back some memories. This is such a baller CPU cooler, and it probably still is today. We're gonna plug in the power supply, SSD, and make sure this whole thing boots as is into HiveOS. So we're gonna see if it shows up in HiveOS here. So let me plug in everything. Be right back. Alright, everything's plugged in. 4-pin for the CPU, 24-pin for the ATX there. And yeah, okay, SSD is plugged in. Alright, let's turn it on. And so we're going to hit the power button on the ZSX Amp board here. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, yeah, turned on. And I think I recall I have the AC power loss or on in the BIOS, so this motherboard and everything will turn on automatically. Man, this Zalman cooler is just something else. They don't make them like they do anymore. This is like full-on copper CPU heatsink. Man, I love that. I love that. Anyways, let's see if it boots up into HiveOS. Okay, so it's probably gonna take a bit. Let me just see if the network is moving. Yeah, so that's a good sign. Okay, no, literally 5 seconds later, I pressed F5 and it showed up. Okay, so there you go. P8 H77i. All right, i5 3570K, legendary CPU. And okay, it just booted. So okay, we confirmed it shows up. You know what? I'm gonna make sure we're gonna update everything because I just made this SSD update HiveOS. Okay, so it's gonna do its thing. Then now, simply, I'm just gonna shut it down, and then we're gonna add in 4 of these 3060s, and we're gonna plug it into the 4-to-1 multiplier card and see if it's gonna work on this old Asus ITX board from 2012. Okay, so guys, you guys will see it all connected octopus style in 3, 2, 1. And there we go. Look at that. So let me explain everything of how I have it all plugged in before I turn it on, just in case some people are wondering. So again, we're using the ParallelMiner ZSX amp board. This is not sponsored. This is something I bought that I wanted to try. I haven't tried the amp edition board yet because I think the difference is there are maybe some new fixes, but also has the amp and voltage meter, current and voltage meter on there. So that's pretty cool. But anyways, each of the 3060s only require an 8-pin, and then the riser requires a 6-pin for power. And so yeah, the Bees crypto mining risers, you guys can see, we're gonna see if the temperature reader works here in a second. They're all plugging into the amp ZSX board, as you guys can see right there. Okay, so I have 8 PCIe cables going into the ZSX board from the 4 GPUs and the 4 risers. So that's a total of 8. And then the USB cables go directly. You can see these 4 black cables are going directly into the AAA wave splitter. So this is how we can hopefully communicate through this X16 slot, the PCIe X16 slot, with this adapter in HiveOS, and hopefully it'll work on this old motherboard. And then yeah, that's it. Okay guys, well let's turn it on and let's hope for the best, and hopefully there's no smoke. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh boy. Okay. Alright, looks like it turned on. Everything's on. Smell test. Okay. I don't smell any smoke, so we're good. Here's the temperature reader in Fahrenheit. So if I press this button, it goes to Celsius. So let's do Fahrenheit. I think most of you are all American watching my channel, so that's pretty cool. 64 Fahrenheit, 65, 68, and 68. Okay, so I guess once we start mining, we'll see if it gets hotter. Okay, so let's see if we can see it in HiveOS. I just wanted to give it a minute just to make sure it boots. And looks like we got network connectivity on it. Okay, let's go to HiveOS. And let's see here. We're gonna hit F5. Let's see if 5 show up. And yes, or sorry, 4. 4 showed up. Yes, perfect. Oh, one thing I forgot to talk about, and some people may be asking, like, Red Panda, does this motherboard have like 4G decoding? No, the 4G decoding doesn't show up in the BIOS. But anyways, it looked like the 4 showed up without changing any BIOS settings anyway. So that's a good sign. We're using the 460.91 driver. Now that is actually something I want to change. I heard LOL Miner just came out, and that's actually what I want to try in this video as well. LOL Miner 1.33, that there is a better performance for LHR cards, and the LHR V2s is what I want to try, the 470.74 driver. So we're gonna have to remote into this rig and do a NVIDIA driver update. So let me just remote into it now. Okay, I'm gonna click on this little button and it's gonna do its thing. Okay, yes, here is where we're gonna do NVIDIA-driver-update, and then we're going to go --list, just so we can see all the NVIDIA drivers, and we want to do 470.74 according to LOL Miner 0.74. So we're going to type that in, hit enter, and okay, it's going to install. So I'm going to let that go, guys, all that stuff, and we'll see what it does in mining. Okay, be right back. Okay, I just started mining, and looks like LOL Miner is doing some calibrating for the semi-LHR unlock, which seems to be pretty cool. It shows that I was getting like 47 megahash, which is nice, but obviously they're probably going to go down to, I think, 33 megahash or so, as I was getting with my other 3060 LHRs. And looks like we're finding some shares. And at the end of the video, I do want to see, I'll put on the screen how many shares we actually get on Ethermine. And yeah, it's probably going to take a while. I just started mining, so it's not showing up on Ethermine. But anyways, let's see what HiveOS is showing here in terms of mega hash. And there we go, 33 to 34, 33 mega hash. So it's working, guys. This P8H77-I Asus motherboard from, I think, oh, it says 2014. This is a BIOS. I think I updated the BIOS. There was a new BIOS update back in 2014. But anyways, this whole rig is taking 438 watts according to the software. At the wall, I don't have it on a power meter, but I'm assuming it's around 460, maybe 500 watts at the wall. Guys, there we go. It's mining successfully. That is awesome. Looks like the LOL miner is working great on the LHR unlock for the 3060 LHR V2s. So, that's really good. Well, I think that's it. That's the end of the video. That's that's basically all I wanted to try. And yeah, pretty cool. Okay, so it's been mining for a while. There's one thing I want to check out is the temperature at the riser. So looks like we're showing, oh my god, 101 Fahrenheit over here, another 107 over there, 101, and 96 Fahrenheit. That's pretty, is that hot? I feel like that's hot. But if we go to Celsius, 38 Celsius. So actually that's not too bad, to be honest. Let me put this all to Celsius. I think that makes more sense for me. 35 Celsius, 38, 42, 39. That's actually pretty cool. I like that I can see the temperatures on the riser, or it's the general area, because there's a sensor right beside it. So if I put my finger on it, it should, ow, okay, that's hot. Oh, that's hot. I'm not gonna touch that. But that's the sensor that controls or can see where the temperature is. Yeah, the GPU is pumping out some heat there. So pretty cool. beescryptomining.ca. If you guys are interested in those types of risers with the temperature reader, I think that's pretty legit. Okay guys, well, I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else I can really talk about, but other than that, this old motherboard from 2012 with the 3rd gen Intel CPU on a H77 chipset seems to work just fine with this multiplier. Now, there is something I wanted to try. I have seen other USB like splitter hubs that have more than 4. So I wonder if I can do that on this board. So I've seen ones that had 6. I've seen one that had like 10 as well. So if I can get my hands on those, then I can maybe do this test again just to see if I can do, I don't know, 6 GPUs or 10 GPUs if I can get my hands on bigger splitter cards. So that'll be really cool. If you guys have any leads on that, let me know down below. Okay, my friends, that's it. I'm gonna let this mine for a couple hours, and at the end of this video, which is right now, I will show you guys the Ethermine shares to see how much exactly shares, if LOL miner is actually reporting the right 33 to 34 mega hash according to the software here. So I'm gonna let that go for a while. Looks like it's still calibrating. Looks like one of them is still calibrating. Okay guys, I will see you in the next video. Have a good one, and peace out.